Today we will be replacing the output shaft seal or rear seal on a FIAT 124 Spider transmission, and it looks a little bit complicated, but actually it's not too bad to get it off. First, there is a tiny little snap ring that we need to get off. And then there is this bushing that the drive shaft rides on, and this can be pulled off by prying on both sides, and I usually just use 2 screwdrivers. Usually they are not on so hard that they won't come off this way, but some of them are really stuck and need a puller. Here is this, and usually one can see if it's very badly worn because these ridges will be nearly gone, but this still looks alright. And this is a rubber seal that keeps the grease in the front yoke of the drive shaft, and it's spring loaded. Now we have to get this nut off, and it takes a 1 1/4 inch socket. And to keep the yoke from turning around, I'm going to put one of the bolts in. One can probably use a long extension to do this. I mean a breaker bar, but I'll use the impact. There's a lock ring which wasn't locked in this case that comes off. You can take off the yoke and see the seal. This normally just pulls off. And we should inspect this because this is a cast steel piece that has a sheet metal guard that's pressed on. And sometimes this guard comes loose and just wobbles, and it makes all kinds of noise as the car is driven. So if this is loose, then it needs to be either removed or replaced with another yoke where this is firmly attached. Next step is to remove this seal, and there are some special seal remover tools. I'm going to try it with a screwdriver and see if that works. Just kind of put it in on one edge and then pry against the other edge. There we go. Clean up the oil. And here's our new seal. And I'm just going to tap it in. I'll put a little finger pressure on one side and tap on the other side, and hopefully that will start it. It has started, so I will just go around and round, always tapping where it's the furthest out. Now feel around, and it should be about even with the back of the transmission. Now we can start reassembling the pieces. First I'm going to put a little oil on the yoke, the part that touches the seal, so when we put it in, it's not going to rip the rubber. And we can help it a little bit by tapping, but not hitting very hard. It should just be tapping. Next, we put the washer on. It has 2 little fingers that go in one of the 6 holes. And then the nut. I'm going to use an impact wrench to put the nut on. Now is going to be the spring, the seal, and the little bushing. And the bushing will get tapped on and it will hold on the rest. And again, it's just light tapping. One can feel and hear once it's all the way on, it will sound different. And lastly, the snap ring. Once the nut is tightened, we need to bend the washer over one of the flats.